forum here, but let's discuss something from Bhagavad Gita which we can apply in our life to live a life peaceful and happier. So today we are in the chapter number 7. The chapter entitled is Knowledge of the Absolute, and that has discussed this for Gyan Vigyan Yoga. Gyan Vigyan Yoga. So before that, this one Dhyan Yoga was there before this chapter, 6th chapter, Dhyan Yoga. So before we proceed, we will pray. There is one prayer in the introduction that we call Mangalacharan. Prayer. So this knowledge, the spiritual knowledge, the knowledge about ourselves, the Supreme Lord, what is our relationship with the Supreme Lord, this knowledge we cannot acquire. This is received through Guru Parampara, disciplic successor. So, and it needs also our mercy is needed to understand this. We know that soul is there in everyone's heart, but we don't have any realization that where is the soul. So, but if some mercy is there from the Supreme Lord, then we can understand this. So mercy is required. This descending process, like our way of academic knowledge is ascending. Like if you work hard, you can acquire more knowledge. But this is not the same with the spiritual knowledge. So welcome you all the online participants also. So you please be in the Mangalacharan prayer. Together we can pray. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurulmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kadamahyam Dadati Svakadantikam. Vandhyam Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamsya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Visakhanvitam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tattva Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavinabhyo Vaishnavabhyo Namo Namah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Achatya Devatarine. So if you see other version of Bhagavad Gita also, you will not find this prayer, this Mangalacharan prayer. But Srila Prabhupada's contribution is this unique. Like you see his way of approaching this Bhagavad Gita. It's not like you take this book and just start reading, you will not get anything. This is his approach. What he's telling. Om Ajnana. I was born in the darkest ignorance. So we are all born in the ignorance only. So this is his mood. This is his mood how to approach Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavad Gita is having 18 chapters, and it has been divided into 3 major sections, we can tell. First 6 chapters is called Karma Yoga, middle one is Bhakti Yoga, and last 3 is Jnana Yoga. First one is not Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga leading to Bhakti Yoga, and middle one is Bhakti Yoga itself, and the last sixth chapter is Jnana Yoga leading to Bhakti Yoga. So everything is culminated in the Bhakti Yoga, the highest, topmost. So today we are in the Bhakti Yoga section, and chapter number 7, and verse number is 5. So if you see in this chapter, in the what we have discussed so far, just little bit recap I will do. So in the first verse number 1 to 3, Lord Krishna spoke how we can know Him in full, the process. Suppose you want to know God, so everything that is a process, isn't it? If you in our laboratory also, if you want to do something, there is some process or protocol. So Lord has given some protocol how you can understand Him in full. So like He gave that one should hear from a bona fide authority, from a bona fide source. Like hearing is the process He has given, so that by hearing we can know about the Lord. And also He told what is meant by knowing the God, what we have to understand. He told both, like your material world and the both spiritual world, like material world and who is the controller of this material world. Both, it is called phenomenal knowledge and numinous knowledge. Numinous means one who is controlling this material world. So both knowledge in full means it comprises of both knowledge of the material world and the controller behind him. In the third verse, Lord told that it is not possible for everyone to understand Him in truth because of the approach they do. So if you want to know about the Lord, you should hear from the disciplic succession, from the Guru Parampara, what it is coming. So you should follow them, the Parampara, the succession of Guru Sisya Parampara, our Acharya, so that from them, if you follow them, then you can understand this. But most of the time, why majority of people do not understand? Because they do not want to follow the process given by the Lord. So first 3 verses is about this. From verse number 4 to 12, Lord speak about how He is the controller and origin of both spiritual and material world, both spiritual and material nature. How is the source of both spiritual and material nature, and how is controlling them. So last verse we studied was 4th one, where Lord spoke that this earth, water, air, fire, ether, and mind, intelligence, and ego, it is His energy, His separated energy, separated material energy. We told that material energy and spiritual energy. So Lord is speaking how is the source of that. So like our body is made up of what? This element only. So these are divided into 2 parts. This one is called gross body and subtle body. And gross body we are able to see, isn't it? We are able to see this. Body means senses. We have 5 working senses, 5 knowledge acquiring senses. Can you speak about what is knowledge acquiring senses? Anything like our eyes, our nose, our ear, tongue, and skin. They are called knowledge acquiring senses. So body means senses. But after this body also there is subtle body. That is mind, intelligence, and ego. And beyond this subtle body and gross body, there is soul, spiritual. So all these 8 gross, earth, water, air, fire, ether, what is made up of, and also mind, intelligence, and ego, they are material energy of the Supreme Lord. It means that this body also is not ours, isn't it? Because it is made up of this element which are coming from the Supreme Lord. So He is the actual proprietor of this body. And Lord is telling, in this verse, Lord will tell, beyond this material energy, there is spiritual energy. So we'll study today this verse. So as I told, Lord is giving this knowledge, how He is the source of this material and spiritual nature, and how He is the controller. So, and also the knowledge is also divided into 2 parts, like that is called Gyan and Vigyan. Gyan means like it is called Asparija Gyan. Asparija means how the God is great. Isn't it? You see, everything is God's property only. Whatever you see, we all are made of matter, isn't it? The Lord is telling that He is the source of the matter or material energy. And second part is called Madhurya Gyan. So total of both of them. Understanding God means both part. His Asparaja one, his opulences, how he is the controller and proprietor of everything. And also second part is Madhurya. Not only God is great, but he is so much intimate. Like if you see his intimacy with Arjuna, like he became charioteer of the Arjuna, Supreme Lord himself. So can any famous personality in our Prime Minister, can he become our charioteer? No. And he is the Supreme Lord himself. He doesn't consider that what people will think of him. He becomes a Sarthi, isn't it? So it is his intimacy with his devotee. So both knowledge, Asparaja, how is it great, how is the controller, then how is the proprietor, how is the enjoyer, and second part, how is intimate relationship with his devotees. So Lord is inviting everyone else to have that intimate relationship with him. So I read in one of the verse in Srimad Bhagavatam, there it is written that this purpose of Bhagavad Gita. What is this purpose of Bhagavad Gita? We may be wondering what is the purpose of Bhagavad Gita. The purpose of Bhagavad Gita was written by Srila Prabhupada that twofold. The first is that to come out of this bodily platform, because now Lord will tell about the spiritual energy. And body, I told that all made up of this earth, water, air, fire, ether, mind, intelligence, ego. So Lord want to uplift us from the bodily concepts of the life. We are not this matter. We'll see in the second part. And secondly, if we are not this matter, means we are spirit, and spirit also has source, Supreme Spirit. So that Supreme Lord, we have some relationship with him, and how we can revive that relationship, how we can re-establish that relationship. The whole purpose of Bhagavad Gita is this only. Whatever yoga, everything, whatever process is there, this is leading to that particular goal only, twofold, coming from the bodily concepts of the life, and also re-establishing our relationship with the Supreme Lord. So today we'll see that we are not this matter, this matter is not all in all. Then that is beyond this matter, there is spirit, spiritual energy. So we'll see. Please go to the 5th verse. 5 number verse में देखिए. All of you please be in the 5th verse. So just I will recite one time, and then I will tell you also to repeat. अपरायम इतस्तु अन्यम प्रकृतिम विद्धि में परम जीवभूतम महाबाहो यायेदं धार्यते जगत् अपरायम इतस्तु अन्यम प्रकृतिम विद्धि में पराम जीवभूतम महाबाहो ययेदं धार्यते जगत् अपरायम इतस्तु अन्यम प्रकृतिम विद्धि में पराम जीवभूतम महाबाहो ययेदं धार्यते जगत् पढ़िए अपरायम इतस्तु अन्यम प्रकृतिम विद्धि में पराम जीवभूतम महाबाहो ययेदं धार्यते जगत् अपरायम इतस्तु अन्यम प्रकृतिम विद्धि में पराम जीवभूतम महाबाहो ययेदं धार्यते जगत्. Thank you. So just I will read the word to word meaning. Para means sorry. अपरा मीन्स inferior समझते हैं, inferior जो lower nature, inferior अपरा and para. Then यम this, इतः beside this means इससे पहले भगवान ने बताया है जो 8 जो उनकी भौतिक प्रकृति थी, उनके बारे में बता रहे हैं वो. Beside this, two but anyam, another, prakriti, energy. Prakriti means energy. Before that, this was material energy. Now it is not little. Vidhi, just try to understand. Me, me, my. Param, superior. I told you, aparam, apara and param, superior. Apara and para. You should remember this. Apara means inferior, para means superior. Jiva Bhutam, comprising the living entity. We are called Jiva Bhuta. Jiva. There are 5 subjects of Bhagavad Gita. And first is Jiva, Ishvara, Prakriti, Karma and Kala. So in this particular section of Bhagavad Gita, Lord will speak about himself. Ishvara part of Ishvara, Supreme Lord. And we are Jiva Bhuta, comprising the living entity. Mahabaho, O mighty Armed One. Mahabaho, he is addressing to the Arjuna. Yaya, by whom? Idam, this, dharyate, is utilized or exploited. Jagat, the material world. This is called Jagat, na? Jagadis. Om Jai Jagadis Hare Vital. Jagadis means Jagat is. Who is the controller of this world? Jagadis. So translation I will read. Besides this, O mighty armed Arjuna, there is another superior energy of mind. So sometimes it has been mentioned somewhere, Srila Prabhupada, this mighty arm means, this Mahabahu means also like who has great intelligence. Also is so much strength, Mahabahu. And also ordinary people cannot understand. He is addressing to the Mahabahu. He is so much intelligence also, and he is mighty also. So like Lord Krishna is speaking to Arjuna. So it's not that Arjuna was in ignorance. Arjuna, because he is the friend of Lord Krishna, who can be friend of Supreme Lord? That quality he is having. So he was not in ignorance, but he was put into ignorance so that he can question. So Srila Prabhupada write in the introduction. Yes, I will read that. Very interesting, Srila Prabhupada has written. Being an associate of Lord Krishna, Arjuna was above all ignorance. ये नहीं है कि भगवान मतलब अर्जुन मतलब अज्ञान में थे और भगवान को ज्ञान प्रदान कर रहे हैं. But Arjuna was put into ignorance. He was put into ignorance on the battlefield of Kurukshetra just to question Lord Krishna. क्योंकि अगर ignorance में नहीं रहते, if he was not put into ignorance, then how will question him? How he will question? Like there are many questions he asked. In some of the part, in the previous chapter also, in one of the verse he asked that, my Lord, why I am forced to do something which I am unwilling to do? Many questions he asked. Just to question Lord Krishna about the problem of life. So you will see, whatever question he is asking, it is about problem of life, actual problem of life, so that the Lord could explain them for the benefit of future generation of human beings. Future generation means what? In Dwapar Yuga Lord came, future generation, we are future generation. For the benefit of future generation of human being, and check out the plan of life, so that we can, our life, whatever life we have, we can plan our life. Yes, given all instruction how to plan your life. Then man could act accordingly. We can act accordingly. We have to, whatever knowledge he is giving, we can plan our life accordingly, and we can act. We need to, how do we act? Before we need some planning, and perfect the mission of human life. Human life is not for only eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. But it has some mission to fulfill. It has some goal to fulfill. So Lord is telling through Arjuna himself. So further, you go to 5th verse. Then there is another superior energy of mind. He told about the inferior energy, all material energy. There is another superior energy of mind which comprises the living entity. We are superior. We are superior energy. We are not the matter. We are superior energy, which comprises the living entity, who are exploiting the resources of this material nature. So what we are doing? We are trying to exploit the material nature. Through matter we are trying to enjoy, isn't it? We are trying to see enjoyment through matter. Many things, there are a list of things we are doing, trying to enjoy the nature. And how do we enjoy? We need resources for that, no? So we are trying to explore the nature resources of this material world or material nature or inferior nature. So purport Srila Prabhupada. So now you understood that before this verse, Lord is speaking about that he is the material energy. Now he is speaking that it is not the material energy all in all. There is one another energy of mind, that is spiritual energy. We are also energy of the Supreme Lord. From this verse we are able to know that. So purport. Here it is clearly mentioned that, go to that purport, the living entities belong to the superior nature or energy of the Supreme Lord. Isn't it? Now we understood what is telling that the living entity, the living entities are superior nature or superior energy of the Supreme Lord. The inferior energy is matter. This matter. Matter is made up of what? This earth, water, air, fire, ether, and also this mind, intelligence, ego. They are also coming under matter. The inferior energy is matter manifested in different elements, namely earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence and false ego. This is material energy or material nature. Both form of material nature, namely gross, gross, उसको बोलते हैं स्थूल, हिंदी में स्थूल बोलते हैं ना, स्थूल और सूक्ष्म. स्थूल मतलब जो हम लोग को दिखता है, what we are able to see. This one we are able to see ना. This matter of what? Earth. Madam belongs to soil science. Earth. Namely gross earth and subtle mind, intelligence and ego. This subtle. Subtle means sukshma. Are product of the inferior energy. They are also inferior energy. The living entity who are exploiting these inferior energies for different purposes. Isn't it? We are exploiting this energy, inferior energy. We are exploiting water. We are exploiting water for our own enjoyment. Product of the inferior energy. The living entity who are exploiting these inferior energies of different purposes. So different purposes. Most of the important purposes to enjoy. Are the superior energy of the Supreme Lord. So we are the supreme energy of the Supreme Lord. Further, and it is due to this energy that the entire material world function. So not matter alone cannot function. जैसे कि अगर सिंपल एग्जांपल अगर लेते हैं कि जैसे शरीर है हम लोगों का, जब तक आत्मा है तो सब कुछ काम करता है. जब आत्मा छोड़ देता है तो बॉडी डेड. कुछ कर पाता है? अगर हम उसको पिंच भी करते हैं तो कुछ रिस्पॉन्ड देता है? नहीं देता है. So whenever the soul leaves the body, there is no function. It is dead. So what happened? For different parts are the superior energy of the Supreme Lord, and it is due to this energy the entire material world function. So like our body function because of the spirit, the whole material world or cosmic manifestation, behind that also there is Supreme Lord. There is some controller. We'll read further in that. The cosmic manifestation means this manifestation of this whole material world. Pages of universes, everything, planets. The cosmic manifestation has no power to act unless it is moved by the superior energy, the living entity. Isn't it? So our body cannot function. Similarly, the whole world also cannot function without some controller behind that. Energies are always controlled by the energetics. Isn't it? So energy means the Shakti. Energetics means Shaktiman. From where the Shakti has come. So energies are always controlled by the energetics. देखिए अगर sunlight भी क्या है? Energy है. It's controlled by sun only, ना? You see everything. Then further and therefore the living entities are always controlled by the Lord. They have no independent existence. So as we discussed before that as energy is controlled by the energetics, Shakti is controlled by the Shaktiman. So we are also Shakti. just now Lord told in verse, you are my superior energy. So we are also controlled by the Supreme Lord. And we don't have any independent existence. So we are dependent on the Supreme Lord. How we are dependent? You see, like for example, we are dependent on the earth, water, air, fire, ether, earth for producing food, then water for drinking, all purposes also, production also. Then fire for cooking food. Then ether for, if you want to speak something, how can you hear? There is ether for, sky for in between. And also, what more? One more was there. Earth, water, air, fire, air also we need or to breathe. So we are dependent on the Supreme Lord, isn't it? Can we say we are independent? No. We cannot create. I have heard that to create some 1 gram of soil also it takes so many years of millions of years time to inch of soil. So and also how we are controlled. Yes, how we are controlled, madam. Another, how can we say that we are controlled? हम लोग कैसे नियंत्रित हैं? बताइए.
ऐसा एनर्जी है
अदृश्य नहीं कैसे हम डे टू डे लाइफ में अगर देखते हैं तो कैसे हम लोग कंट्रोल है. एक तो हमने बताया कि हम लोग भगवान के ऊपर सब डिपेंडेंट है, हम लोग इंडिपेंडेंट नहीं है. हम लोग मेरा ये क्वेश्चन था कि कैसे हम लोग कंट्रोल है भगवान के द्वारा या प्रकृति के द्वारा कैसे कंट्रोल है.
जैसे प्रकृति के द्वारा कंट्रोल है कि वो हमें हवा देता है,
हाँ यस,
पानी देता है.
कंट्रोल है.
प्रकृति चाहे तो ये सब अगर बंद कर दे तो मानव जीवन संभव नहीं होता.
हाँ यस, वेरी गुड. दिस वन वी हैव वेरी आइडिया हाउ वी आर कंट्रोल्ड बाय द सुप्रीम लॉर्ड. Apart from like he is providing all resources so that we can maintain ourselves. Apart from that, in day-to-day life,
soul के through soul.
Yeah, any further?
Actually, we think that we are the doer, but if the Supreme Lords without sanction, we cannot do anything.
Yeah, very good, very good. So like also like we are also how we are controlled, like birth, death, old age and disease. Can anybody has any control about this? For the time being we may be recovered, but it's not like one time recovery means disease from you will not be fall ill throughout your life. Didn't it? ऐसा हुआ है कभी कि हम लोग डिजीज एक बार रिकवर कर गए तो वापस से हम लोग रोग नहीं आएगा हम लोग के पास. दूसरी बात है इफ़ यू आर लाइक ओल्ड एज, कैन यू स्टॉप ओल्ड एज? लिटिल बिट प्लास्टिक सर्जरी एवरीथिंग, बट देयर इज स्मॉल एक्शन ना. यू कैन नॉट बी यंग थ्रूआउट लाइफ. दैट इज ऑल्सो कंट्रोल्ड बिकॉज इट इज कंट्रोल्ड बाय द नेचर. देन डेथ एंड एवरीवन हैज टू डाई. वी आर सीइंग ऑल्सो आवर रिलेटिव्स, so many person are dead. So we have control. We cannot stop death. Can we stop? No. So they have no independent existence. They are never equally powerful as unintelligent men think. Like we also think that we are as powerful as the Supreme Lord. We think that we are also enjoyed, but we cannot be enjoyed because everything is property of the Supreme Lord. Actually, He is the enjoyer. We are not the true enjoyer. We are trying to enjoy that, but we cannot enjoy separately from the Supreme Lord. And we are not equally powerful. Further, you see, the distinction between the living entity and the Lord is described in Srimad Bhagavatam 10.87.30. I will read the translation. O Supreme Eternal means Supreme Lord. We are eternal, isn't it? Eternal means Shashvat. We are eternal. Jiva is eternal. Eternal means there is no birth, no death. Na jayate na mriyate va kadachit. Neither it has taken birth, neither it will die. Soul. The death is only because of the body. Body is getting died, but not the soul. So, but we are eternal, but there is one supreme eternal. Like in Upanishad is written that Nityo Nityanam. Nitya, we are Nitya. sorry, Lord Supreme Lord is Nitya. We are Nityanam. Nityanam is plural. Nityanam. Bahunam, no? Bahunam and Nityanam. Nityanam means plural. We are plural, but one is Nitya is one. So, O Supreme Eternal. Eternal means Nitya. Eternal. O Supreme Eternal. If the embodied living were eternal, embodied means we are embodied. Body, within body we are there, no? The living entity is embodied with this body. Embodied. Living entity were eternal and all pervading like you. So we are not all pervading like Supreme Lord. Are we? Like Supreme Lord is present in everyone's heart as Super Soul. Super Soul is an expansion of the Supreme Lord. Not Supreme Lord himself. It is an expansion of the Supreme Lord. But what you are thinking, what is going in your body, what is going in your mind, can I speak? Can I know that? No. It means that you are individual, I am also individual, everyone is individual. But Supreme Lord can know because he is present in everyone's heart. So we are not all pervading like the Supreme Lord. So please be in the 7.5. Sanjana, welcome. It is the page number. Can you speak the page number?
Page number 3.
Yeah. So we are in the second paragraph. After the slope. Please go to that. 7.5. So all pervading like you, then they would not be under your control. Then they would not be under your control. So we are not all pervading like the Supreme Lord. We are individual. So we are controlled by the Supreme Lord. But if the living entity are accepted as the minute energy of your Lordship, then they are advanced subjected to your Supreme control. So we are minute energy of the Supreme Lord. We are some part of the Supreme Lord. Lord is Vibhu, we are Anu. We are minute. We are infinitesimal, he is infinite. That is our position. Therefore, real liberation entails surrender by the living entity to your control, and that surrender will make them happy. So real liberation. So we'll see what is liberation means. So real liberation means if you want to surrender to the Supreme Lord, and if you surrender to the Supreme Lord, that will make them happy. So if you want happiness, then one must surrender to the Supreme Lord. So surrendering to the Supreme Lord also not like Lord will come with a gun and will put out both of hand and surrender. Surrendering to the Supreme Lord means living our life according to what He is instructing us. That is surrendering, not what our mind is thinking. Just now also we read that mind is belongs to what? It is material energy, matter. But now we are controlled by the matter. Srila Prabhupada will speak that. Will make them happy. In that constitutional position, only can they be controller. In that constitutional position, only can they be controller. So if you fully surrender to the Supreme Lord, like Srila Prabhupada, I heard that like he used to visit many countries, but if you want to visit some country, you need some visa, passport. But there was some time that there was no visa with him, and he went to this country without any visa. And he told he was so careless, and he was thinking that is Lord Krishna property. Who can stop him? But he was fully surrendered to the Supreme Lord. But we cannot do that. We will be put in jail. He was such a liberated person that he can go anywhere. There is no fear for him. So his disciples were stopping him to go, but he was telling that nobody can stop me to go anywhere. So there are some country he went there, Prabhupada went there, but without any visa. So in that constitutional position, only can they be controller. Therefore, man with limited knowledge who advocate the monistic theory, therefore man with limited knowledge, who are not having sufficient knowledge, who advocate the monistic theory, like that God and the living entities are equal. Monistic means they will think that God and the living entity are equal. We and the Supreme Lord are equal in all respects, are actually guided by a faulty and polluted opinion. This is the verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, where the position of our living entity with Jiva and the Supreme Lord has been described. So this is Bhagavad Gita, and above this there is Srimad Bhagavatam. It is like some initial study and there is higher study. It is like some initial formula or initial principle, but that is elaborate. It has been described in elaborate. So further we'll see. The Supreme Lord Krishna is only controller. Like we saw that the Supreme Lord Krishna is only controller. He is Ishvara. He is Ishvara. And all living entities are controlled by him. From few simple example we know that how we are controlled by the Supreme Lord. We are not independent. We are controlled by him. Like for example, in a state, there is police department, and there are many citizens are there. So if you follow the government's rules and regulations, we are good citizens. And what is the duty of a policeman? He will his duty is to protect us. He is protecting us. कोई भी danger होता है तो कुछ होता है तो he is protecting us. But they are like servant. They are like our servant, isn't it? But can we order them? We cannot order them. Though they are servant of us, we cannot order them. So the order giver is the government. But if you follow, if you become a good citizen, then they will protect you everything. Like similarly, the material nature, whatever resources is giving, it is there. That is for our maintenance only. Lord is given this all for our maintenance. But when you follow the Supreme Lord instruction, we can use them for our own maintenance. But when you try to enjoy them, exploit them for our own enjoyment and all, then that material nature will act upon us. We'll study also that also. And what will if you are against the government law, then that same policeman will put in the jail. Same. So some material nature. Material nature is for our own maintenance, earth, water, air, fire, ether, everything. But if you try to enjoy separately, if you try to become the controller and everything, exploit them, then same material will act upon you. That's what Prabhupada will now explain. So we are controlled by the Supreme Lord. Both material nature and our jiva, the spiritual nature, the living entity, both are controlled. We saw the 5 subject matter of Bhagavad Gita. One is jiva, Ishvara, Prakriti, Karma and Kala. Jiva, we living entity, Ishvara, Supreme Lord, Prakriti, the material nature, material energy. So both are controlled, the material energy and also the living entity. Both are controlled by the Ishvara, Supreme Lord. This living entity are his superior energy. Now we are superior energy. Then why we are superior energy? Isn't it? They are also energy, we are also energy. Why we are superior energy? Because, Srila Prabhupada is explaining that, because the quality of their existence is one and the same with the Supreme. Our nature, simple, if you can see, like we are not jad. Jad समझते हैं? चेतना नहीं है उसमें. जड़ है, matter. Supreme Lord is also conscious. We are also conscious. But matter is not conscious. Matter cannot be aware of everything. It cannot be aware of anything. But we can be aware if somebody pinches or somebody tells something. We can object, but matter cannot object, no? So that quality we are having because that quality is the Supreme Lord. So we have the quality similar to the Supreme Lord. Because of that we are superior, not the matter. Matter is not superior. So we can know now. Because of their existence, same with the Supreme Lord. But they are never equal to the Lord in quantity of power. But in terms of quantity, like we have controlling nature, isn't it? हम लोगों के पास controlling nature है. हम क्या कर रहे हैं अभी? इवन स्पेस को कंट्रोल करना चाहते हैं, isn't it? हम लोग आर्टिफिशियल planet, क्या बोलते हैं, सैटेलाइट है, ये आर्टिफिशियल planet है. So we are trying to control the space, but our control is different. Like we put some satellite, but there's some lifespan. But our this earthly planet and moon planet, it has been since millions of years. It is rotating. There is no end to. But our planets, what we are creating, there has some lifespan is there, na? Again dropping. Everything you see, we are trying to control. So many controlling nature we have. So, but we are not the supreme controller. Are we the supreme controller? No. We are trying to control everything. So many things we are trying to control. Then further, while exploiting the gross and subtle inferior energy, so we know the what is gross inferior energy, madam? What is the gross inferior energy? Yes. Earth, water, air, gross inferior energy. Gross inferior energy, your earth, water, air, fire, ether, and subtle inferior energies. What is that, madam? What is subtle inferior energy? You are them. What is Sukshma? Yeah, Sukshma energy. Yeah. Mind, intelligence, ego. So while exploiting the gross and subtle inferior energy, we are exploiting, isn't it? The subtle energy also we are exploiting. कैसे हम लोग एक्सप्लोइट करते हैं सटल एनर्जी को, तो बताना चाहेगा सटल को। ग्रस्त तो हम लोग समझ लिया कि आर्थ वाटर एयर फैर जो हम लोग कंट्रोल करना चाहते हैं सब कुछ, और सटल को कैसे कर रहे हैं? सटल सूक्ष्म शरीर को हम लोग कैसे एक्सप्लोइट कर रहे हैं? सटल माइंड इंटेलिजेंस ईगो हम लोग उसको इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं ना अपने, कैसे हम लोग नए तरीके से कैसे एंजॉय कर पाएंगे उसकी यूटिलाइज करें ना, माइंड इंटेलिजेंस यूटिलाइज करते हैं हम लोग। इज ऑल्सो सो फॉर एग्जाम्पल लाइक cow is there, so cow is milk, so whatever milk she is giving, if you take that like it is, we are getting the resources and we are maintaining ourselves. But if you kill the cow, that is not good. That is like exploitation of the cow. ऐसे बोल सकते हैं हम लोग। आपने मिल्क वगैरह जो है आपने पान किया, वो तो हम लोगों की हेल्थ के लिए सही है, जो भी है, पर when we are trying to kill them, butchering them, that is exploiting them. And for many, only for taking milk, we are utilizing them, not giving them sufficient food, exploiting. So while exploiting the gross and subtle inferior energy matter, the superior energy, the living entity forgets his real spiritual mind and intelligence. So while we are trying to exploit this material nature, both gross and subtle, we have forgotten that we are spirit soul. We are the superior energy of the Supreme Lord. We have forgotten that. What we have forgotten? Our real spiritual mind and intelligence. What we have forgotten? We have forgotten our relationship with the Supreme Lord. That we are spirit soul and we have relationship with the Supreme Lord, the Supreme Spirit. That we have forgotten because we are trying to exploit this matter. We are trying to enjoy the matter. So we have become material. His real spiritual mind and intelligence. So further, this forgetfulness is due to the influence of matter upon the living entity. So why we have become forgetfulness? Matter has acted upon us, but it's not because we are superior and matter is inferior. Material nature is inferior. What mind is doing now? Now, whatever our activity is there, we are all directed by the mind, isn't it? Material mind. हम लोग का जो भी एक्टिविटी है अब माइंड के हिसाब से हम लोग चल रहा है। माइंड सोचता है कि माइंड इज डिक्टेटिंग दैट यू कैन एंजॉय फॉर दिस, यू कैन एंजॉय दिस, नो दिस वन यू कैन एंजॉय। वी आर ऑल डिक्टेटेड बाय द माइंड। So this forgetfulness is due to influence of matter upon the living entity. So the matter is now controlling us, but we the spirit, we are not meant to be controlled by the matter. So how we will not be controlled by the matter? If we follow the instructions of the Supreme Lord, like Supreme Lord, then Guru, the spiritual master, then Shastra, this is spiritual, and Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. Sadhu is one following the Guru and Shastra. So if you follow them, you are not controlled by your mind. You are controlled by this spiritual energy, Guru and Sadhu and Shastra. So our mind should be controlled by them actually, not by what he is thinking. We read that the mind is energy of the Supreme Lord, material energy, inferior energy. We should not be controlled by the inferior energy. So because we are trying to enjoy the matter, now it has happened that we are controlled by the matter, and we have forgotten, because of influence of the matter, we have forgotten our relationship with the Supreme Lord. But when the living entity becomes free from the influence of the illusory material energy, he attains the stage called mukti or liberation. Mukti you have heard, na? What is mukti? You have heard. So mukti means what? Srila Prabhupada writes in introduction, mukti hitva anyatha rupam swarupena vastita. So one who wants to be free or who wants to be liberated must first of all learn that he is not this material body. ये पहला है, अगर लिबरेशन की तरफ हम लोग अगर कोशिश करते हैं जाने के लिए, मुक्ति की तरफ, तो पहला अंडरस्टैंडिंग क्या है कि हम लोग शरीर नहीं है, हम आत्मा है. हमने बताया था, भगवत गीता का जो पर्पस बताया था कि भगवान का ये पर्पस भी है कि हम ये मैटर से हम अबव है, ये जानने के लिए बता रहे हैं कि आप मैटर नहीं हो. पहले इसीलिए उन्होंने फॉर दैट रीजन ही स्पोक द फर्स्ट नॉलेज ही गिव, आत्मज्ञान ही गिव ना, इन सेकेंड चैप्टर, आत्मज्ञान अबाउट द सोल. यू आर नॉट दिस बॉडी, यू आर स्पिरिट सोल. One who wants to become free, I am reading from the introduction only, just here. Who wants to become liberated must first of all learn that he is not this material body. Mukti or liberation means freedom from material consciousness. तो मुक्ति मतलब ऐसा नहीं होगा कि हम मुक्ति मिल जाएगा तो हम लोगों के कुछ अलग रूप मिल जाएगी. हम इसी शरीर में रह के भी मुक्ति बोल सकते हैं. He has become liberated. Liberated from what? Liberated from matter. Like the soul is encaged in the matter. बॉडी ने कैद कर रखा है उसको, शरीर ने कैद कर रखा है मैटर को, सोल को. सो इफ यू आर फ्री फ्रॉम द material consciousness. Material consciousness means what? Can anybody say what is material consciousness? Yes. What she is trying to tell that if one is liberated, he will not be affected by this so-called sukha and dukkha. And you have any idea what I told? What was my question? What is material consciousness? Yeah. So what is material?
Everything we are relating with our own body.
Yeah.
My
Correct.
parents.
Yeah.
My relatives.
My body. Yeah.
My bike.
Yeah. Yeah.
Center around
Own body. Yeah. Own body and own mind. Body means what? Bodily conception of life. It's simple. If you see, you are guided by your mind. If you are guided by your mind, this is called material consciousness. And if you are guided by the Guru, Sadhu and Shastra, you are in spiritual consciousness. So mukti will not be like after mukti you will become some aligned, not some other people. But same position, whatever we are in, we can be called liberated when we are free from this, as Prabhu told, that material conception of life, bodily conception of life. So this was the one of the reason I told that Srila Prabhupada told that this Bhagavad Gita is for this purpose. So further, what is liberation? You understand what is liberation? Liberation is from material thinking, from matter. Like for example, from what your mind is thinking. That is all material. Liberation. The false ego, under the influence of the material illusion, think I am matter and material acquisitions are mind. So there are three sukshma sharir, I told you, mind, intelligence and ego. So ego is like earth is there, water, fire, air, ether. So water is 10 times subtler than earth. Then air is 10 times subtler than वाटर. सटल से क्या बोल रहे हैं हमको, सूक्ष्म होते जा रहा है वो आगे आगे. तो फल्स ईगो भी ऐसे ही, उसको पहले क्या है कि आपके पहले माइंड है, उसके ऊपर जो है इंटेलिजेंस है, उसके ऊपर जो है फल्स ईगो है, वो सोल के नज़दीक है फल्स ईगो. फल्स ईगो का मतलब होता है कि आई एम, एंड वाई आई एम मीन्स व्हाट? आई एम दिस बॉडी, आई एम दिस मैटर. I am this matter. Srila Prabhupada writes also in the introduction, what is false ego? Just I will read from that only. So what is false ego? Isn't it? So false ego क्या है? Srila Prabhupada writes that like I am means what? in material consciousness, I am means I am the Lord and of all I serve. I am the enjoyer. So I am this body. Because of false ego, we think that we are this matter. Because of false ego. So Prabhupada was writing that only. The false ego under the influence of the material illusion, because it is material energy of the Supreme Lord, we think that I am matter. हम लोग अभी क्या सोच रहे हैं? मैटर है हम लोग शरीर हैं, हम लोग के जो रिलेटिव्स है सब लोग यही है, बस इसके अलावा हमको कुछ नॉलेज नहीं है, इसके अलावा कुछ नहीं, उसी में हम लोग एंजॉय करना चाहते हैं. आई एम मैटर एंड मेटेरियल एक्विजिशन आई एम अलाइन. दिस कॉल्ड अहम ममेति. अहम मीन्स आई एम दिस बॉडी एंड ममेति मीन्स वॉट एवर रिलेटिव्स आर देयर, दे आर माइंड. वॉट एवर आई एम थिंकिंग, दे आर माइंड. माई फादर, माई मदर, माई रिलेटिव्स, एवरीथिंग इज माइंड. आर दे योर्स? Body only. Until and unless body is there, one of them will die, gone. There is no mind and you, gone. But we have eternal relationship with the Supreme Lord. We have the relationship with the Supreme Lord. That is eternal, Shaspat. Because neither we die, neither Supreme Lord die. That's the eternal relationship, Shaspat relationship. I am matter and material acquisitions are mine. His actual position is realized when he is liberated from all material idea, including the consciousness of his becoming one in all respect with God. So his actual position is realized. So how we can realize our actual position? When he is liberated from all material idea. हम लोग का जो आइडिया है अभी, बॉडी हम लोग का आइडिया क्या है अभी कि हम शरीर है, शरीर तो मैटर से बना हुआ है और जो भी दिखता है हमको मैटर, we can enjoy that. This is our idea. Now this is our conception. That whatever matter is there, this is for my enjoyment. But if you see our own life, have you ever enjoyed the matter? मैटर को हम लोगों ने एंजॉय कर नहीं पाया अभी. नहीं तो हम लोग खुश रहते हैं ना. फिर अगर जिनके पास बहुत ही मेटेरियल पावर है, मेटेरियल रिसोर्सेस है, उसको हम लोग टॉप मोस्ट हैप्पीनेस भी होना चाहिए. तो क्या ऐसे कोरिलेशन है? इफ दे आर टू मच रिच, too much beautiful, all everything, are they satisfied? Are they blissful? No. So we are thinking because of this material idea that we can enjoy the matter. And also some of the philosophers, some of the sect of people, they think that they are one with the Supreme Lord. Before that we saw that. Therefore, one may conclude that the Gita confirms the living entity to be only one of the multi-energy of the Krishna. So therefore one may conclude that Gita confirms the living entity to be only one of the multi-energy of the Krishna. So there are multiple energies. It is written in Shastra that Parasya Sakti Vividaya Suyate. There are many energies, multifarious energy of the Supreme Lord. But this can be divided into three parts, main part. That is spiritual energy, material energy, and we the living entity called marginal energy. We are also superior. We are superior energy. And we are superior marginal energy. We have that spiritual energy, material energy, and we have marginal energy. So we have always the choice. Whether you want to become, you can take the shelter of the spiritual energy, or you want to take the shelter of your material energy. अगर simple हम लोग अगर देखें, whether you want to guided by your mind, or whether you are guided by your this whatever Lord is speaking, that is in our choice, isn't it? हम लोग की choice है. यहाँ पे जो आप भी यहाँ आए डिनर करना आए, so there was choice for you also. You would have taken dinner and left. There was any force? No. You yourself exercise the independence Lord has given. No. Let me try to hear whatever discussion is going on. It's not that I am speaking. Srila Prabhupada is speaking, we are trying to hear from Srila Prabhupada only. So, this Gita confirms that the living entity is one of the multi-energy of the Krishna, and when this energy is free from the material contamination. Now we are contaminated with matter. We are controlled by the three modes of material nature, Rajagun, Sattvagun and Tamagun. And we have so many material anarthas also, Kam, Krodh, Moh, Mat, Matsarya, and we are contaminated now. Though you are pure, but now you are in material contamination. It becomes fully Krishna conscious or liberated. So when the this energy, the living entity, we free from the material contamination, this material consciousness, what we are having. If we are free from that, then it becomes fully Krishna conscious or liberated. So when we become fully Krishna conscious, then we become liberated, isn't it? What is meaning of Krishna conscious? Let now we are seeing about hearing about Krishna, how he is great. Krishna conscious. This consciousness is conscious about his position. You know his greatness now. Your body is not yours. Nothing in this material world is yours. Neither soul is yours. Because soul is also, Supreme Lord is telling that that is also superior energy of the Lord. So his greatness. So when we come and if he is great, then who are we? We are minute. Like if, say for example, our director is superior to us. So what is our duty? We should serve him. Or in similar way. So our duty is what? We should serve him because he is great and we are related to him. So it is our duty to serve him. Like say for example, hand. It is a part of this whole body. So what is the function of this head? It should serve the whole body. If the hand think that why I should work hard, I am taking all the food, so much hard work I am doing, the stomach is only enjoying. So what will become? It will become weak. So Prabhupada gives the example. So we are this part of the Supreme Lord. So our duty is to feed the stomach. Our duty is to put all the resources, because it is all the resources are from the Supreme Lord, all resources for the enjoyment of the Supreme Lord, and in return we will enjoy. What we are enjoying? We are enjoying the delicious prasadam, isn't it? Our Lord is taking all prasadam whenever we are offered. Are he taking? He is giving His mercy also, and because He has given all the food, we are just putting before Him, and He is taking the food, and we are enjoying this. So we are cooperators. The Prabhupada tells that we are cooperators. Neither we are enjoy, we are only cooperator. By cooperation we enjoy. Like hand is cooperating, it is searching all the food and putting to the stomach. And when the stomach is full, then all your body part is getting nourished. Similarly, everything we saw that all earth, water, air, fire, ether, mind, intelligence, ego, we ourselves, the jiva, we are also energy of the Supreme Lord. So energy of the Supreme Lord means this energy should be utilized for the energetics, from where the energy has come. This is the perfection of life. This is the perfection. So Arjuna also what he did. At last he fought for the Supreme Lord. Initially he was denying that how can I fight with the Bhishma, my grandfather, and Drona, my guru. But at last, after hearing Bhagavad Gita, he fought for the Supreme Lord. He utilizes his energy for the energetics, from where the energy has come. So this is the perfection of life. So as I told, if you go to the initial point also, Bhagavad Gita is having this knowledge giving. That we are not his body. We read that many places we are not his body, we are not his matter, we are spirit, and there is Supreme Spirit. We have some relationship with him, and how we can revive the relationship so that we can become eternally happy. So this is whole purpose of Bhagavad Gita. This is the whole purpose of our discussion also. And here, this part of Bhagavad Gita here, Lord is giving his knowledge, that if you have this knowledge, then we can apply this knowledge in our daily life. So this is whatever discussion we had from Srila Prabhupada. So if you have any, I will stop here. If you have any what you call idea or thing to contribute, I will welcome, open the forum. Contribute whatever you have in your mind, whatever you want, anything, any comments, any criticism, whatever. Little bit I try to speak whatever Srila Prabhupada has done. Some part I also am not fully know also. I do not know much about this. So here in this particular verse we learn that we are the energy of the Supreme Lord and our duty is to serve Him, the Supreme Energetics. Yeah. कोई बताना चाहेंगे आप कुछ थॉट्स हैं? Do you have any question or whatever? Yes, ma'am.
Question का है,
बताइए.
how false ego is more closer to God, means
Soul.
than intelligence or mind.
Yeah, the construction is like that only, madam. Madam, question is how false ego is closer to the living entity. As far as my knowledge, whatever I have heard, the body has been made like that. Like all the this earth, water, air factor is there. Then above that, this body is controlled by whom? Mind, isn't it? Mind. So mind is directed by whom? Intelligence. Mind is not. It should be directed by intelligence. It should be directed by intelligence and proper intelligence, not like that. And above intelligence, there is false ego, and soul is nearer to the false ego. As I told that, that is reduction in the subtler level. Subtle level. आप देखते हैं अगर आप आर्थ वाटर एयर फायर इथर का जब बात करते दिखता है ना, नहीं दिखता है ना, दिखता नहीं है वो. इथर का जब बात करते हैं, स्काई का बात करते हैं, नहीं दिखता है वो, सटलर है. पर उससे पहले देखिए एयर, आर्थ वाटर एयर फायर इथर, और फायर के भी फॉर्म है, एयर भी हम लोग फील करते हैं. ऐसे करके यू आर एबल टू फील दैट, बट इट इज गोइंग लिटिल बिट माइंड. यू डू नॉट नो वेयर इज योर माइंड, यू डू नॉट नो वेयर इज माइंड. But can we say that we don't have mind? We cannot say mind. It is subtler, not able to be. Even scientists can also, there is no scientist who can tell that where is the mind. No. Then mind also not everything. It is also controlled by intelligence. And intelligence, it is for the subtler is false ego. False ego is nearer to soul. Because of that false ego, we think that we are this matter, we are this body, because it's closer to the soul. Because of that false ego, we are thinking. But how it is, I cannot say. But this is the construction that false ego is closer to the soul, the subtler body, all subtler body. So all this mind, intelligence, and ego, they have to be spiritualized. True ego means I am soul, I am part of the supreme soul. That is true ego. मैं spirit हूँ, supreme spirit का मैं part हूँ, my duty is to serve. That is true ego. But now because of false ego, actually it is a gift. It is because of material nature actually. Material nature, because of material nature, because of this material nature, the false ego, because of false ego, we are thinking that we are matter. And when it is spiritualized, the subtle body, so these three body, mind, intelligence and false ego, they go with the next body, they go. This subtler body go to the next body, that's next material body. So these three has to be spiritualized. The mind, intelligence and false ego, it has to be spiritualized. The subtler body has to be spiritualized. The change is not this matter. What can be changed? The mind, that thought, whatever it is having, that is to be spiritualized. That no, I am not. I doesn't belong to this material world. I belong to the spiritual world. I am not this matter. I am spirit. And my duty is to serve the supreme spirit. That conception has to come. That is the liberation condition, as I told. Liberation is what? When we are liberated, this subtler body also will not go with the spirit, will go to the spiritual world. There is no subtle body. Are you able to follow? Gross body, this is like dress. This is gross body. Then we have my body itself, subtle body, not body, that's soul. Spirit. Give me some example. Like some say some what you call ब्लेजर पहनते हैं पहले, उसको मान लीजिए ग्रॉस बॉडी, फिर उसके बाद शर्ट पहनते हैं, तो सलर बॉडी, तो उसके बाद हम लोगों का बॉडी रहता है ना, एक्चुअल जो बॉडी रहता है, तो वही है। तो ग्रॉस बॉडी है, सटल बॉडी फॉर माइंड, इंटेलिजेंस, ईगो, और फिर सोल है। जब सोल विल लिबरेटेड, दिस subtler body will also not go with the soul. Soul will go to the spiritual world. It will have spiritual body. Spiritual body भी है, इसका एक spiritual body भी है, और डिस्कशन करने के बाद आउट ऑफ डिस्कशन है, spiritual body भी है, ये कवरिंग है इसके बाद। तो ये जो कवरिंग है, ये स्पिरिचुअलाइज होना चाहिए। जो ये लोगों का जो प्रैक्टिस है, व्हाट एवर प्रैक्टिस वी आर डूइंग, दिस व्हाट एवर वी आर स्टडिंग, हियरिंग, चैंटिंग, डूइंग एवरीथिंग, प्रसादम, एवरीथिंग, all these things are what is this mind, it has to be spiritualized. Then everything is spiritualized, then go back to Godhead, wherever we came from. Possibly nearer to the living entity, that what you call living entity, the soul. Because of that, because of the influence of that, we are thinking that we are matter. You see how much misconception we have, how much work we have to do to get into this false ego. ईगो बोलते हैं ना, ईगो किसी को मार देते तो लगा कि ईगो हट रहा करके, मेरे को भी मारा करके, तो ईगो है वो। फॉल्स ईगो मीन्स वो नॉट ट्रू ईगो। ट्रू ईगो मीन्स आई एम स्पिरिट, आई एम नॉट मैटर। और अच्छा क्वेश्चन था आपका, और कुछ है आप लोग आपको उधर क्या समझ में आया, कुछ बता सकते हैं आज के डिस्कशन में, थोड़ा ऐसा कर सकते हैं।
सबसे पहले मैंने फॉल्स ईगो पे भी यही चाहिए, मतलब मुझे याद है तुलसीदास जी कहते हैं कि अगर आपके मतलब घमंड हो ना, गलत बात नहीं है, या घमंड किस चीज़ का करो कि मैं सेवक तो तेरा।
हाँ, या दैट इज ट्रू ईगो। आई एम ट्रू ईगो, आई एम सर्वेंट ऑफ द सुप्रीम लॉर्ड, दैट इज ट्रू ईगो। मैं भगवान के सर्वेंट हूँ, ट्रू ईगो। आई एम स्पिरिट, आई एम सर्वेंट ऑफ द सुप्रीम लॉर्ड, दैट इज ट्रू ईगो, एज ईगो, नॉट द ईगो वी हैव। और फिर मेरा नहीं आज का डिस्कशन से आपको कुछ कोई भी आपको जो भी आपको हाँ बहुत अच्छा। हाँ, सूक्ष्म शरीर और स्थूल शरीर। स्थूल शरीर क्या है?
जैसे बाहर
हाँ बहुत अच्छा। सूक्ष्म स्थूल शरीर किससे बना हुआ है? स्थूल शरीर बहुत अच्छा। अर्थ वाटर बहुत है। थैंक यू। So from online participant, any contribution? We are late actually. It will 5 minutes to 9. Yes, Sonika, please.
Hare Krishna Guruji. Doubt sir, purpose नहीं तो fourth line है।
Please speak.
Hare Krishna.
We are not able to hear.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, am I audible?
Sonika, please speak.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji,
Yes.
am I audible
Yeah.
Prabhuji?
Are you able to hear?
We are able to, Prabhuji, but maybe from
Purnam
your
Prabhu, we are
side.
also not able to hear. I think some connection with
Okay. You can write also the question if it is short, but I
Yeah,
think
we are not able to hear.
Okay. So if it is short, you can just type the question also. Their connectivity is an issue on IRI side.
Please explain fourth line of the purport. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. First is second line here, then third line here, fourth line. Fourth line says that the cosmic manifestation has no power to act unless it is moved by the superior energy, the living entity. So matter cannot function of its own So, like our body, I gave example. Without spirit soul, the body cannot move. So similarly, if you see the supreme, the material world or the material manifestation, it will also cannot act without the direction of the supreme spirit, the supreme living entity, that is Supreme Lord. Yeah. The living entity who are exploiting this inferior energy for different. Just a minute. The living entity who are exploiting this inferior energy for different purposes are the superior energy of the Supreme Lord. And it is due to this energy that the entire material world function. Yeah, as I told that like our simple body, it cannot function without the our living entity or the soul. Similarly, the whole material cosmic manifestation, which is a enlarged material manifestation, it also cannot work without the control of the Supreme Lord. So this is my understanding. जैसे कि हम लोग का शरीर है, ये जैसे फंक्शन नहीं करेगा विदाउट सोल, प्रेजेंस ऑफ सोल. सिमिलरली अगर हम पूरे यूनिवर्स की बात करते हैं, पूरे मेटेरियल वर्ल्ड की बात करते हैं, वो भी फंक्शन नहीं करेगा जब तक कोई उसकी कंट्रोलर ना हो. अगर सिमिलर वो इंडिपेंडेंट नहीं है. फॉर एग्जांपल हम लोग के प्रभु जी पांडव प्रेम प्रभु जी एग्जांपल देते थे. अगर वो इंडिपेंडेंट होता, समझ लीजिए, अगर मेटेरियल मैनिफेस्टेशन, तो सन कभी इधर उगे तो कल वो सोचे तो इधर भी उगना चाहिए, कल वो उधर उगना चाहिए. फिर अपने जो सीजन वगैरह है, कभी इस बार विंटर, अभी विंटर है, उसके बाद समर आएगा, ऐसा नहीं होता. पहले बारिश होगा, फिर उसके बाद फिर समर होगा, ऐसा नहीं होता ना, कुछ साइकिल है. तो वो भी इंडिपेंडेंट नहीं है, कोई कंट्रोल कर रहा है उसको, वो इंडिपेंडेंट नहीं है. तो ये मेरा अंडरस्टैंडिंग है कि वो जैसे कि हम लोग का शरीर को सोल के कंट्रोल से बॉडी है, सिमिलरली जैसे कि बॉडी को फंक्शन कर रहा है, जो कि बॉडी फंक्शन कर रहा है बिकॉज ऑफ द सोल. सिमिलरली द होल मैनिफेस्टेशन ऑल्सो इट इज ऑल्सो गवर्न बाय द सुप्रीम सोल, द सुप्रीम स्पिरिट और सुप्रीम लॉर्ड. या so thank you devotees. I was not able to hear properly, so there is some problem in the sound system. So thank you very much for joining. Because of your association, because of your gathering, we could able to discuss about Srila Prabhupada purport, which is the verdict of the Supreme Lord. Somewhere I heard that from His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, that whatever Srila Prabhupada write in the purport, it's not Srila Prabhupada has written, but it has been, whatever Srila Lord has given, same thing Prabhupada has presented as it is. This is the reason Srila Prabhupada has written this book as Bhagavad Gita as it is. So whatever we are studying is the verdict of the Supreme Lord, instruction of the Supreme Lord. So thank you very much for joining. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Thank God for